I wound up breaking my television remote because it went through the washer. So I got to use my phone to turn off my TV now.
How did you do that? How'd you put it in the washer?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention, man. I took my comforter, I threw it in the washer. I couldn't find my remote. I took my comforter out and it dropped out.
Um,
Welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got Adam.
yo,
And we might have people come on later. We might not. We'll see what happens. But with that being said, make sure on your way in to like, subscribe, follow, depending on the platform you're checking this out on. Also, make sure to check out the Clips channel, Fit the Description podcast, over here on YouTube to get smaller form factors of the full podcast. Just so you know, we also now have an Instagram and a TikTok, so make sure to check those out. I think Instagram is opinion_piece_network. And then TikTok is Fit the Description Podcast. So make sure to check those out. We also are on Patreon, even though I don't put a lot of effort into that because we don't have a big enough audience to kind of work on that. But we do upload some exclusive stuff on there. So if you want to support the podcast, make sure to go there and support the Patreon. We definitely appreciate it. Whatever little bit you can do helps out the pod so we can expand this and make this bigger and better. So make sure to check that out. And beyond that, let's go ahead and get started. And I just want to let y'all know right now that as I recorded this podcast, Adam is probably not going to be showing up as much as he usually does, even though it's random when he shows up. But it's probably going to be a couple months because I know I talked to Adam before, and he basically said he's going to start getting busy for the next, what's it, a year or whatever?
yeah. Well, to next like 10 months.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So we may not, I don't know if we're going to get Adam back this year. We may get him once or twice this year, but just letting you know, it's going to be a while before you hear from Adam again. So we decided to go ahead and do this podcast. I mean, we're hoping that we get more people on here, but it may not happen. But, we wanted to do this one last podcast to not really say see you to Adam, but, Adam's going to be gone for a while. He's having to deal with some stuff within life. So this is probably the last chance I could get him. So we just said, let's go ahead and do a podcast. So right now, it's probably just going to be us two this entire episode.
You know what this sounds like? Sounds like I'm getting ready to go to jail.
Right? I wouldn't be surprised.
Hmm. I get pulled over or something that I didn't even know I did. Talking about, you're gonna have to come down to the station with us, man. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
And just letting you know, man, I won't be able to bail you out. You're on your own, buddy.
You know, a little bit of money will help. Maybe $5 on my books here and there.
Hey, hey, man,
I
I know
like
you
those. I gotta get some shoes, you know.
put it like this, man. I know you're a tall guy, but you're not as tall as Keith or James. So just remember, man, keep the soap in hand, man.
Oh man, I'm not even worried about that. Say about some they don't let you use body gel, body wash.
Yeah, well, if that drops too, you're still in trouble.
No, I'm good. That's body wash. I pick a corner.
You may be using that shit for your body, but other dudes in there probably gonna be using it for another reason. So you may not want
Hey,
to use
look,
body wash.
as long as it's not me, I don't care what anybody else does, but they gonna have a fight on their hands. They come near me trying to some.
Oh man. You wanna know something that I freaking read the other day that I'm like, there's no way this is real.
What's that?
Check this out. So I'll just read it for you. And this is literally on Google. I just typed it in. California law permits marriage between cousins, including first cousin, second cousin, and once removed cousins.
Is this a new law?
From what I read, I saw this on a Facebook meme. So, and they basically said it was a new law. I said, this, I'm like, no way. I thought it was just a meme. But I looked it up. As you see, I put it up there on Google. And yeah, you can legally in California marry your first cousin.
Why the first though? I honestly, thinking about it in that perspective, wouldn't it be more logical to marry your like third, I mean your fourth, fifth, like later on down the line cousin, since it's not the genetic. I mean, the genetic makeup is too close anyway, but I don't
Dude,
know. I don't know how that works.
put it like this. I don't care. I mean, there's a lot of forms of marriage and relationships. Of course, heterosexual, gays, all that stuff. You know, I don't have an issue with any of that stuff. I'm all for each of their own. But if there's one form of relationship that I totally reject, it's incest. It's the one form of relationship that I will never, ever, ever accept. And it's because there are actual severe consequences of actually having a baby with somebody that's too close to your bloodline.
Don't they say that individuals who have like blue eyes at some point in the past they had their family members had some type of incestuous relationship?
Probably. I mean, maybe. But I mean, again, if it's far enough down the line, you don't have to worry about it. But when it's that close, man, that's something to worry about. Like, I don't know. Like, the funny thing is, I forgot who I was talking to, but I was just talking to somebody the other day, and we were looking into this disease where like it's actual like babies who have like it's what's it called? It's called psychosis, which is basically babies who basically wind up being birthed in one eye, and they tend not to live long. But now again, I don't have it on me, so don't crucify me. But from what I read, they said that I don't say it's common, but it's more likely to happen in ancestral relationships than any other form of relationship.
Oh, so like the Cyclops eye, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, you know what I'm thinking of now?
What?
That Harold and Kumar movie.
Oh, the White Castle?
Yeah, no, no, not the white, the second one, the Escape from Guantanamo Bay,
I
because
didn't.
they went to like they went to the woods,
Uh-huh.
right? They was trying to escape from the military and the police. They went to the woods and they ran into this couple, and it was a man and and the woman, she looked, she looked good, and the guy, he was like, I guess like your classic country hillbilly type person that they tried to kind of make him out into.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that they was playing around when they said that, like, no, this is my, I don't know if they said my sister or my cousin, right?
Yeah.
But their son lived in the basement, and he was like a pretty big kid with one eye. And they showed a picture of it, and it was funny too because I think it was Kumar, no, Harold. Harold was like, I think he bit me. I think he bit my ass or something like that, right? And it was kind of funny, but the whole thing like wraps up in itself. It's like, no, this is my more cousins, so we're sisters, brother and sister, and they kissed each other like right then and there. I think they made out, but yeah, yeah, it was a funny thing. I really didn't think about it that much.
Yeah, dude, I went to school with somebody like that. Well, it wasn't him, but now that I'm older, I kind of understand. Well, okay, let me just tell you real quick. So this is dude, I had to be in 10th grade. It was back in high school, and there was this dude, I know, cool guy. Nothing bad to say about him, really, really good dude. But he was from the South, and basically his parents moved him over to California, right? And
Uh-huh.
so we're in class, and he just came out, just said it in front of class. He said, "Yeah, my family's all mixed up like that." He was like my auntie is like married to like my grandpapa, and my cousin is like messing with the sister, and basically he said it's like entire family was all into incest stuff. Like he had an entire incest family, and I think he said the only people that wasn't in a relationship with one of the family members was his mom, and I think he said one of his aunts. And I'm
And did you
like,
notice how he didn't include himself?
well, he was a kid, and
Oh, a
that
kid. Oh,
I
okay,
told you
never
we
mind.
were in high school. We were in high school.
Yeah, high school. High
Yeah, 10th
school.
grade.
10th grade, man.
Yeah. Well, no. That's not even the big thing. It's not even that. It's like I get why your parents moved to California and moved him away from his family.
I, you know what? I bet you the family reunions are crazy,
Oh man, that'd be horrible. Man, could you imagine that being part of your family?
man. I can't. I I think you got to grow up with that culture to be more understanding, accepting of it. Like I can't see it. I can understand it. And I can talk to someone about it. I think it's not really nasty, but I think it's interesting. That's what I'll use the word for. I think it's interesting.
I think
But
it. Oh,
oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting, and I would need to like know more of, like the family history. And it's like, well, what started this and why? Are you guys just like really in the deep South? But how deep in the South are you?
Well, to me, I'll be honest with you. I look at it as cruel and unusual, to be honest.
Cruel and unusual that someone found love in the deep woods,
With the,
blowing on jugs and everything, playing the fiddle.
you see, you're skipping out the part where they found love with like their cousin or their brother and sister or whatever. That's the part that's important. Well, yeah, like I told you, man, like it's proven that when you are too close, um, basically too close in bloodline, that you wind up producing a child with deficiency. I mean, look at bulldogs. Like in my personal opinion, bulldogs is like it's kind of animal cruelty to me because the whole entire I don't know if I said this on another episode, but bulldogs are basically deformed dogs. That's what they are, and they just kept breeding them and breeding them and breeding them. That's why they have like what you call like breeding issues.
I didn't know that about them, about the
Yeah,
breed.
yeah. Bulldogs are basically deformed dogs. They are that it was a dog that came out with a deformity, and people liked them, and they just continue to breed them, breed them, breed them, breed them. So it's actually, in my personal opinion, it's kind of cruel because it's like
Did you
that's
say
why
a bulldog or a pit bull?
bulldogs, not pit bulls.
Hmm.
Pit bulls are okay, but no
I can see
bulldogs.
that
Yeah,
with the way they walk and their mouth, their mouth is.
yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah, I get it.
that's how I feel about like incest. Like I think like out of all of them, like I know people have the complaints about all that stuff, but I could accept everything besides incest because there's actual repercussions to that form of relationship. Like there's actually if you produce a child in that relationship, there's actual repercussions.
Yeah, that's if they do. But you know what? Neither here nor there. If someone finds love and this is what it is, I really don't know. I really would have to like see the, I would really need someone who is in a relationship like that to explain it to me and explain their family history because I do want to know. I'm curious,
Dude,
you
I
know.
met siblings who did that.
Siblings?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, I'll put it like this. Well, okay, mind you, it was only once.
It was like,
It was only once.
oh, okay, only once.
Yeah, but yeah, they actually were. They actually said I don't think they were in a relationship, but they actually slept together once.
That's brother and sister and not step brother, stepsister.
Well, I heard them both, but yes, one time it was actual brother and sister. They actually, yeah, wound up doing it with each other. I didn't get
Okay.
all the detail because I don't know if it was like a drunken night or whatever, but yeah, they actually did the do, and I was like, that is weird.
That is okay. That's kind of weird. It's more so what my approach on it would be more so an educational, like sober learning experience versus like being told a drunken night experience.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you, that dude should have never said nothing. He should have just kept that under the
He
covers.
should have. He did. It's out in the universe now.
I mean, again, I ain't
Hopefully,
seen
there's
that
no babies going around. You gonna look them up on Facebook, you'll find out they're married.
right, but yeah, I ain't talked to them in years. So I don't know. Maybe they doing it. Maybe not. No, okay. Now step siblings that that's a lot more common. And well, I don't want to say it's common, but I ran more into those than actual bloodline.
I don't know when that became a fetish that you see in porn sites. I really don't know when that became a thing.
Well, I mean, to me, you're always gonna have that risk, no matter like that. That's why I kind of wouldn't like if I was to find a woman. I kind of want to stay if God willing. I would love to just stay with the first girl who I'm with, and when like if I have a kid with her, I want to stay with her because no matter what, there's going to be a risk because they're not blood related. So, and again, I'm not justifying. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but what I am saying is that again, if you're not blood related, there is a risk of that happening.
If you are blood related, it's the risk of it happening, right?
It's high. No, if you aren't, it's more unlikely if you are blood related than you're not. Well, actually, what was I was just reading a story before where basically, what was it? I think okay, I'm gonna probably get this wrong, so don't hold this to me. But basically, I guess what they did like an experiment. Again, I'm probably gonna get this wrong. So if anybody's listen to this podcast, please send me a link of the story or if you can, actually let me like just inform me because I know I'm probably gonna get this wrong. But anyways, basically how it went was I guess somehow they did the study where they put these people in this room, I guess to work out, whatever, right? And then I guess they have them sniff different clothes. And these people had like some of the shirts, like they just smelled for to them it just smelled like disgusting. It was just like, oh, like it just was horrible. And they found that the ones that people said that smelled the worst, it was their siblings.
Just clothes that they wore.
Yeah, because I guess they were doing like a workout thing. Now again, I may be getting this wrong. It may not be exactly right, but yeah, basically it was just like a sniff test to like sniff people's clothing. And the ones that they thought was the most disgusting was their siblings. So there was like a close relation. They were like, "Oh, this is horrible."
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So which is better. Whereas if you're dealing with whereas if you're like dealing with step siblings, I mean that is I don't want to say it's common, but that is a risk because you're not blood related.
Man, I'm just gonna leave that whole subject alone now.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a
You
crazy
are.
world. And again, like I said,
It
that's
is a
a
crazy world.
yeah. And like I said, that's about I mean, again, I ran into that. I don't want to say it's common. I don't want to tell everybody, oh yeah, I see it all the time. I don't see it all the time. But I ran into that more than anything. Well, okay, technically what I ran into most was like, what was it, moms, their friends, their son's friends. I run into that. Now that's what I do run into over the years. Now that's something that does happen.
Yeah, that's something that does happen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just
Man,
gonna put this out there. As a parent, you should not be your child's friends. Like, that's not good. I don't care
you
if you want
should.
to younger women, not underage, but younger women, whatever is legal, but you should not be sleeping with your kids' friends. Like, that's a hell of no.
That's technically even seen, can be seen as taking advantage of.
Huh, say that again?
I say can technically be seen as taken advantage of. But that goes into the whole category, a different not category, but it goes into like something else. It's like if it's an underage, not underage, if it's a woman who is 18 and
Mhm.
that's your daughter's friend, it's seen more like you're taking advantage of, right? But if it's a woman and it's like you're sleeping with your son's friend, it's not seen, still seen as bad, but it's not seen as bad as the father sleeping with the daughters.
A crazy double standard, right?
Yeah, that is a crazy double
It's a
standard. Like when
crazy
you really
double
think
standard.
about it.
Think about it. I mean, how many school guys, I'm put like this, pretty much every high school I went to, one of the staff, one of the people on staff slept with a student.
I mean, we all know who did bad in school.
Right?
That was the yeah. That's pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the people who even came after us, and the teacher wasn't there anymore. They already know who the teacher was. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, um, my wife was telling me that he went across the page of the person who did that, and they're still going, like in the relationship. I don't know if they're married or got one or two kids now.
But it goes to my point where you're talking about double standards, how if again, I agree with it, but if a man does it, it's a lot harsher than if a woman does it.
Dude,
It's seen a lot harsher.
I don't know if it's because of the rules and regulations that it seems that men have to, and in today's day and age, it's like equality, which is good, and I agree, but people
Do you
still see
really?
it
Do
as like
you really?
women
Hold
as.
on. Are you sure you do you really agree with equality?
I mean, I agree with equality
You agree
as
with
long as it's
equality?
actual equality. As
Okay,
long as it's actual equality.
define
I
that.
mean, that's not me saying that I don't agree, that each gender has roles that they are good at, or that's like traditional, but equality, if you want to be a stay-at-home dad, you can be a stay-at-home dad.
Okay, keep going. I want you to expound this equality thing.
Oh, you
I want
what do
to,
you want me to
I want to see how far you're going to take this equality thing. So, do you believe that everything is equal?
well, I don't believe in anything people, but I do believe in equality in general. Like, I think everybody knows that. I
Hold
think
on, whoa,
that
whoa,
we
whoa, you're
should
starting to
be
sound far away from the phone.
hopeful.
Hold on, you're starting to
Oh
sound far
no,
away.
that's because of the wind.
Okay,
Yeah, because of the headphones. But no, I personally believe that I don't know my
yeah.
understanding that people want equality, but when they get equality, it's not always what they want or what they hope for. And then, so I think it just depends, personally, because people speak about it and people want it, but do I actually agree? Like, think that it actually happens? Like, very rarely does it actually happen. I believe.
Okay. Well, let me just tell you my stance, and then I'll let you go on with yours. Um, as I move forward, okay, let me ask you this question before I say my stance. Let me ask you this question: do you believe that marriages are equal?
No.
Okay, there we go. So, put it like this: you're not the only man that I've heard this from. I've been talking to very many men. I have yet to meet a man yet. Okay, let me say this correctly. I have yet to see a man of culture. My fault. I have yet to meet a man of culture. Okay, I'll just be blunt. I have yet to meet a man outside of white people. Let's just be honest. Just be honest. I have yet to meet a man outside of white people that basically have told me that relationships are equal. Only dudes I ever hear that ever said relationships are equal are white guys. Outside of that, everybody else who's like of culture, none of them. I've yet to hear anybody says that relationships are equal, or I should say their marriages are equal, or marriages are equal, which is what I agree. That's
No, it's
why.
not.
That's why, like, I don't necessarily. So I like to say this, especially like if we were to talk. I'm not trying to go into it, but this is just a good example, especially when we like maybe talk about like rights or whatever. Like I do believe in rights. I believe people should have the rights. Like I do believe in women's rights. I do believe women should have the right to vote. I do believe women should have the right to choose. I believe that women should have the right to work. And again, of course, there's a little bit nuance to that, but I don't believe that we're equal because there are differences between the sexes that you have to take into account. So to me, not to take into account of the differences, I think it's problematic within itself. So that's the thing is that's why I say I don't really believe in like equality per se. I'm more, I guess, I don't know what the right word. I guess I would say I believe more in rights than equality because I don't believe that just in naturally like nothing's really like I believe in equality in certain things. Like when it comes to opportunities, I do believe that everybody should have an equal chance.
Thank you.
But again, there's some gray area with that. But I don't necessarily believe in like equal outcome. You know.
I can see what you mean by that. And I mean, it's not equal. We wish that things were equal, or we try and make things equal, but that's it. Also depends on the location that you're at. 'Cause equality isn't really equality. It's just more or less like you have more. You can do more things than you know you could have done in the past. And that's just within the last 50 years, maybe 100 years.
Well,
Like you have
why
more rights to do things,
that's why
but
I would say
you still.
that's why I said I believe more in rights than equal because I don't think you
Well, I
can
mean,
ever truly. I
it's
mean,
still something we strive for. So it's like we can still want equality and wish for equality, but it's just, like maybe five people want it and they actually go about doing it in a way that's like, oh yeah, we do things equal in the household or maybe a community or neighborhood. But most people in the city or in the area might not do it. It's only going to be always a small community, at least now. I
I
really
don't.
believe that just like racism, things won't really get better until like a couple generations pass.
Well, racism is a little bit different from equality. Again, I personally believe equality, like true equality, is unachievable, and I think it's kind of unnatural because there are differences that you have to take into account. I do believe in rights. I believe that people should have the same rights. That's why I say I would say more rights than equality. Like for example, if you want to say if you want to say equality, do you think you should have the right to go fly a plane?
Yeah,
Like right now, you should have the right to go fly a plane.
I mean, you got to take the courses, but
No, no,
yeah,
no, no.
you
I'm saying right
shouldn't
now.
be.
No, 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 no. No, no, you should have the right because it's equal. You should have the right to go around because if that person can fly the plane, you should be allowed to fly the plane too. That's equal.
That is equal, but that's if that person went to school, the train actually fly a plane.
No, 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 no. Equal is, hey, if you can fly, I can fly too. That's equal.
No, that's not equal.
That is equal.
That's
That is
somebody
110%
being
equal.
stupid.
No, that's 110% equal.
So
So that's why I say you can't. That's why I say equal is true equality is
no,
kind of
no,
unachievable.
that's equal, but you're going about it a different way. Anyone, as long as you, um, okay, so let's just say that you own a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can fly a plane that you say you can fly the plane. Go ahead. Or
Yes.
let's just say that you have to save up enough money to go buy your own private plane because you have land, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
fly your plane over your land. But if you want to go work for a company, or if you want to fly other people, then you do need to take that class. You need because you know
But then that's not really equality.
you know how to do it.
But that's not really equality.
That is equality.
That's not equality.
Equality. That is equality.
That's
Can you
not
fly a
equal.
plane? Yeah, you can fly a plane if you take the classes, just like everybody else did. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that
But
there's
why?
prerequisites.
But why should you be able to take the class? Stop me from flying a plane? We're both equal. We're both human beings.
Okay, so I'll put it a different way. If you go buy your personal plane and you want to fly it, you can.
Uh huh.
There's nobody stopping you from doing that.
Yeah.
But if you want to
I know.
fly,
No. I actually think there are. No, I think there is something to stop you. I don't think you can legally just buy a plane like that. Well, no, I take it back. You can. I think it's flying it. I don't know if you could just fly a plane like that. I gotta look into it. But I think you do need a pilot's license to fly. I think it is illegal.
you can buy one.
Yeah, you could buy one, but you can't necessarily fly. And that's what I'm saying. That's not equal because how come that person can just fly and I can't? That has nothing to
Okay,
do with
but
it.
now your statement is going into like common sense and stupidity at this point.
No,
Because,
it's strictly equality. That's strictly equal. What one person could
okay,
do, another person should be able to do. That is true equality.
yeah, they someone trains that individual.
What one person can do, another person should can do too. That is true
Yeah, and
equality.
that's
No,
what it is.
no, but you
You
keep
can,
saying, but that's not really equal
how's that not equal?
because equal is like you could do something that somebody else can do. I can fly a plane because you can fly a plane. That's equal. That's just straight up equal.
Do
Now,
you know how to build a bridge?
huh?
Do you know how to build a bridge?
No,
Would you go attempt to build a bridge, even though you know you can't build a bridge?
I would probably try to attempt it. Yeah,
Okay, but
depending on
how
the
are you going to do it?
circumstance. I
How
mean,
are you going to build a bridge?
what do you want me to just go through of getting the what's called getting the bricks, getting the cement, doing all the mixture?
So you know how to build a bridge.
No, I want to say I know how to build a. I want to say I know how to build a bridge. I know some aspects of it, but I don't really know how to do it.
If you had to build a bridge going from, if you had to build a bridge from, hmm,
New Orleans to
no,
Texas.
let's not do that. People will get too sensitive about that. Okay,
Oh yeah,
let's
okay.
do that. If you had to build a bridge from Houston Houston to San Antonio, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you had all the material to build a bridge, but you had to build it yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how long it took you to build the bridge, you built the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Would you then go over that bridge
Of
in
course
a
not.
car?
Of course not. But again, equally. Just like just because that person is trained to build a bridge doesn't mean because equality says I should be able to build that bridge too. And if I say I should be able to build that bridge because it's equal, then I'm gonna go over there and build that bridge without any
But
training.
you don't know how to do it.
Doesn't matter. And I
It
may
does
do it.
matter because your
I
other
may do
people's
it.
lives are at stake.
Again, you said equal. You said equal. The argument is not
Yeah.
about if it's smart or good or bad. The argument is about equality.
Equality is you going to school to be trained and learning
That
to
is
be
not
a
equal.
civil
That
engineer.
is not equality
That is equality.
because you're keeping people out that want to do that. They have to
How is
go
that keeping people out?
because it's not one for one. You have to, if I say I want to build a bridge today, in equality, I should be allowed to build that bridge without the training because that person can do it. I can do it.
That person went through training to do it. So
And
you're
now you're
saying
gatekeeping
that
me. Now it's not
I'm not,
equal.
that's not a gatekeeper.
That
A
now okay no
gatekeeper,
no 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 no
let
no
me
no
give
no no
you,
no
I
no no no
think,
no 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 no. We're not talking about gatekeeping. What I'm saying is that's not equal. Then there's no way that's equal because he could do it. I can't do it because he had training. That's not equal.
that is equal.
Him having more knowledge than me, that means we're not equal.
That means that he went to go get the knowledge. If
That
you
means we're
have the
not equal.
opportunity,
That means we're not equal. That literally means
okay,
we're not equal.
but
If
if
he has
you
more
have the
knowledge,
opportunity,
if he has more knowledge to me in the area and he's qualified to do it, that means we're not equal because I do not have the knowledge to do it, so I can't do it. So we're not
yeah,
equal.
you don't have the knowledge right
Yes,
now,
but
but
that
you guys are both
but
the
be,
same age. You both had the
but that
opportunity.
no, but
You both went to school.
that still proves that we're not equal in that sense. We're not equal because he has knowledge
Yes,
that
you
I don't
guys
have. That
are
means we're not equal.
equal. Because
No,
what you're trying to say is that regardless of the other person, the same opportunity that you have that the other person has in this instance, right? This instance, you both could have went to school. You both could have you went in the same area degree because you want to build a bridge and he wants to build a bridge. You
mm-hmm.
guys want to be bridge builders.
Okay.
So he goes to school for it. All right. You don't go to
Okay.
school for it.
Hold on. Okay, let me speed this up a little bit. Okay, here's a better one. Okay, we both went to school. We both had the same education, right? But that dude can build a bridge faster and better than I can. I can maybe build a bridge with sticks. He could build a bridge with stones. We both have the same education. He just does it better and far superior than I do. Should he get paid more than me?
I we're not even in equality anymore. You're
That
talking
is
about personal
that is
like personal speed and personal preference.
that is 110% because in equally in equality, we both should be paid the same, no matter what job
But
we
you just said that you're using bricks and stuff and he's using something else.
but we have the same education that we literally have the same education. We literally have know the same stuff. We literally have the same knowledge. So
But you guys are
no,
using different materials. If you both have the same training and you both have the same experience and everything, but one person uses different material than the other, personal preference, then you will get paid more than the other because that's like saying that I'm going to go get a chain
no, but we're
and
but no, but then that's not equality. Equality,
that is
no,
equality still.
no,
You're using your personal preference at this point.
but that's still equality. Equality is if we have the same education, just because he's better, he has better materials, I could do the same job. Just because, even if we do the same material, because he's better, doesn't matter if he's better, we should still get paid the same. That's equality.
That's not equality.
That is 110% equality.
What we did all the way up until we get to materials was equality. Because let's just say that you want to use plastic to make a bridge. That's
Yes.
cheaper and it comes with brick. Now let's say that the other guy wants to use stones to make a bridge. You know,
Mhm.
at that point you have to have more it's heavier and it takes longer to make, but it's more secure and it's
But you
going to
had the
last
same
longer.
experience. You had the same knowledge. You went to the same education. And equality, if you want to be equality, it doesn't matter. You should both be paid the same because you both can do the job.
But then I don't think that material should matter. If you're both going to be paid the same, then you can both use the same
Exactly.
material.
Maybe you can't. Maybe there's a reason why you can't. Maybe one dude's just trying to be a cheap ass and make and keep more money. At the end of the day, that's why I said you can't truly have equality in that sense. There's no
You
way.
still can have equality. It's the person who's making the decision who's deciding what they're using at this point. If you both had the same material, you both use the same material, you both get paid the same amount. Now, if you decide to change your material, then and you get paid less or more, then that's a personal decision that you decided to go that
But
route.
then that's
And
unequal
then,
because we offer the same services. At that point, it's on the person to decide: do I want to get made by brick or do I want to get made by plastic? Because I'm still gonna have to pay them the same.
no, you have to pay a difference at that point. Because materials, no matter what you do, the material's still going to cost a different amount because I'm just saying that
And then you're not equal. Again, not
not
equal.
all material is going to be located in the same area. If you
And
use
it's not
stone
equal.
and you have stone,
Even the material you have you even in that sense, that's still not equal. You could use
no,
two different
no,
materials
the
and still not
material
equal.
is going, no, the material, listen,
Still not equal.
you can have the same job and get paid the same amount. But if you use a different material, now that doesn't count for equality. That's not involving equality because you
Thank you. You
can't.
just made my point. You can't do it. You can't be equal.
No, the part we're talking about people. I'm talking about materials now. If you want to use the same thing, then it's equal. If you personally don't and you want to use something
Okay,
else,
okay, okay. Then we'll use the same materials. How is it okay? So are you saying if somebody could do the job better and faster, he should get paid the same as a person who has the same exact material but slow drags all day and takes where one dude could get the job done in a month, the other dude could get the job done in a year. You're telling me the dude who could get it done better and
okay,
stronger
they're
and
both
faster?
same. They're both paid the same amount. So at this point, it just depends on you have a year to wait to get the bridge done, or you need the bridge in a month. So at that point, it kind of doesn't matter.
So you're base. Wait a minute. So you're telling me the fact that a person can make a bridge, can use the same materials, make the bridge faster and stronger and better than a guy who takes a year and slow drag. They should get paid exactly the same, even though the dude does a better job at a faster pace.
And equality, that would happen. But guess what would happen to the guy who takes a year? He'd be out of a job. So yeah, he wouldn't even be in that business.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what
That's equality at that point, right? Hey, you get what you paid for.
no,
I work
no, they
faster and
pay.
I
They
work
no,
harder.
no, there is no get what you pay for. They get paid the same. That
They
doesn't
get
even
paid the
work.
same.
Yeah, so there is
No,
no you get what
they
you pay
get
for.
paid the same. Yes, but there is because the other guy has a job, and the other guy who drags his feet, and it's like he's him dragging his feet. Understandable, breaks and everything, but you're not doing what you need to do. You're just lollygagging all damn day. You're on the phone and everything. And I see this other guy who's same price, but he can get the job done faster. Oh shit, I
And
forgot
so
something in the car. Then guess what? Even if I hire the other person, okay,
and so
you
you're
guys could
based.
both get paid the same amount, but his personal ability to do something or his work ethic is better than yours. So at
So,
this
but
point,
you're
even if you
telling
got paid fast,
you're
oh,
telling
go ahead.
me you will not pay a person who does a better job more than the person who doesn't. Is that what you're
I'm
telling me?
not saying that. What we're saying is in this
We're literally talking
fictional
about
world of
equality.
equality,
We're literally talking about
but
equality.
they both get paid the same.
Yeah, but you're
But
the
if
one. You're the one fighting for that world, and I'm the one saying that world's not possible. You can't really have that. You can't really have it that way. I don't agree.
if
I don't
you
agree.
had it that way, the other individual would not have a job. Whoever isn't able to keep up, or
But
whoever
that's
isn't able,
but that wouldn't be necessarily true because sometimes like one person can't do every job in the world.
okay. See, now we're going into other things. Are you talking about they need manpower and everything? Because I was under the guise of just using that as an example. One person can make a bridge
Okay,
in one
okay, then
month.
that's fine. We'll stick with one person. But even then, no, because but even then, like if you have one person doing it, you still need one person to do things. So you could say he's out of business, but if he's the only person who could do it in the area, I mean, and he's backed up like
Then
five,
it's a
six, seven.
monopoly.
It can't be the monopoly because he can't get nothing done. He has too much
Then
work.
he's not the only person in the area. If you're
So
the
you
only
got to
person who's
go
able to
back to
do
the
something,
so you got to go back to the year guy. So he will still have a job.
G, can you? Okay, so explain that to me again, so I have a better understanding of it. How does the guy who takes a year have a job?
Because if the dude who gets the job better at a faster rate, and he's the only one who does it, and he has to build like let's say 12 bridges, and a 13 person comes in, and the dude's like, "Oh, I won't be able to get to you in a year." Well, guess what? Because he's all backed up, and it would take him like 13. It would take him 13 months to get that dude's bridge done because he has 13 clients. Guess what? Somebody needs to get the work done now. So if you only have 2 people doing it, you need a guy who's takes a year to get it done to still work on it because I can't
Okay.
wait that long.
I see your argument on that. I see your argument on that. So let's just say that the guy, they both get paid $1,000
Yeah,
to do the work.
yeah,
The one guy gets paid $1,000 while the other guy gets paid $12,000, right?
yeah.
Okay, so let's just say that now it's time to expand the business. And the guy who gets paid $1,000, unfortunately, isn't able to hire workers or keep up with the cost because of his slow work ethic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the other guy who's able to get more money is able to hire another 2 individuals, right?
Yep.
So at this point, you have three
And
people.
I'm just like letting you know the fact that one dude can't hire a person, the other dude can hire 2 people. That literally is unequal at that point. But keep going.
Yeah, because it's about numbers, but not because of it's not equality. Equality is giving someone the opportunity and a chance that another person has. So both people are able to do bricks. But for some reason, one person who doesn't do it as fast as the other person because that's their personal belief that I'm going to
And
work slow, not because they have no
and
disability or
but
anything.
that's why I don't believe in true equality because it's almost impossible because the one thing you have to take into account is people's own personal decisions. And people like you got to take certain things into account. There's X factors that that take things into account. Here's a better example. Do you think? And I want to expand on it, but do you think men and women should play basketball together?
They can, but if you're
But
talking about professional, if you're talking about professional,
mm,
then no,
okay,
it wouldn't be right for one person who has or you know stronger muscles, faster responses, or whatever to play with someone who has slightly slower than them. But that's just by female and male genetic
physiology.
makeup.
Yeah, so that also proves my point. But let's say that they should. Let's say that they should play. I'll even go like let's say that they should. The one thing that you don't take into account, and I saw this happen firsthand, is let's just say the dude goes up for a layup, he gets tripped in the air and winds up landing on the woman and accidentally starts squeezing her chest, and then she comes up and grabs her like, oh my god, and people see that. And
Okay,
then she
but
comes
now
out
you're
saying
going
that,
into
but that's
now. No, no. What you're trying to do is you're trying to say that regardless of what it is, you can't have equality, even if people make it equal. You can have equality on that. That's why you have the
no,
WNBA and the
no, no,
NBA.
no. What I'm saying is,
Equality,
no, 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 no,
equality
no,
would
no, no,
be
no, no. What I'm saying is, you can never have equality on that sense because you have to account for the differences in people and their decisions. Now, do I believe in equality to a point? Yes, but I do not believe in this whole entire fancy of like we can have true equality where everybody's on the same standing, everybody's has the same thing, everybody should make the same amount of money. No, I don't agree with that. I do agree that yes, you should have the same opportunities, you should have the same chances, you should like yes, I'm totally fine with men because again, having to account for the differences between men and women, it is okay to have a men's league and a women's league. Yes, I'm fine with all that because you have to account. But what I'm saying is, that's why I said even you said even in marriages, there's no equality in marriages, which is what I agree with too. That's what I'm saying. There's no such thing as like a true equality in this perfect world of equality. There's no way that can happen. That's why I said
I didn't say a true equality. I just said equality. I know that there's no true equality, but there's equality. Because what you was using for examples were things that you can do, but it's a personal decision on whether you do or do not do. That's like just like saying that if you don't want to have that, inequality when it comes to marriage, because it's always going to be one person who gives more than takes more in general in the marriage, then don't get married. But then you can argue that that it's not equality that some people get married and other people get married. But it's a personal decision. You have this available to you. You can do this if you wanted to. At that point, it's not based off of equality. It's based off a personal decision on what you want or what you do not want.
I,
That's
That at that point, it's still legal. It's still equality because it's also true. You can't have this.
Hold on. You're sounding kind of muffled right now.
But that was the pause. I was saying that it's still equal and it's still possible that you can have this, but at that point, it's based off of your personal decision if you do or do not. And based off of your personal decision, that's not, you can't say that something's equal or unequal just because you don't want to go through the work to get it.
Yeah, but and yes, and all this play this. This is all my point is. All my point is this. I don't believe that there's this whole entire tree quality because I think you have to account for people's differences. Now, now, are there some things that you could do it to a point? Yes, absolutely. Like yes, I will agree with you. I'm cool with there being a men's and women's league. That's fine. I do. I have no problem with the woman getting paid more as long as she can prove that she's worth the money. You know, and even a man depending on the circumstance. I think it can go both ways. But I don't believe in this thing of like, oh well, of course there's exceptions. There's exceptions to this, but I don't believe in this thing. So, like for example, here's another example I'll put out. So let's say you have two CEOs at a company. Should one CEO get paid the same as another CEO?
That's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I said there can never really be like this true
But that's
equality.
personal decision. What's the
No, that
CEO
had
in
nothing to do
charge
with
of?
no, that has nothing to
It
do with
does.
personal. No,
It's the CEO.
it has
You're the
nothing to
person
do
in
with
charge.
it had nothing to do with personal. It had nothing to do with personal. Nothing to do with
It
personal.
does have something to do
No, it
with
does
personal
not.
decision.
No, it does not.
Gee,
How
if
much
you
is he?
were
How much a CEO make does not have to do with personal decision.
if you were in charge of a gas company,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And you supply gas to all the houses and apartments and everything,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be an actual constant flow of income. You are going to get a large amount of money because you are the provider.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a convenience store owner and you're the CEO of your store and you're in a small community,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think is going to get more money?
But you just proved my point. You literally
I
just proved.
just
You
said, I
literally
just
just
said
proved my
it's
point.
personal decision.
That is
Their
not
personal
personal
decision.
decision. Those are two different. Those are two different industries.
Yes, they are. But
So
whose
so so
personal
so
decision
depending.
was it to go into it?
That has nothing to do with personal decision. There's plenty of people that are from.
It does.
No, it
If
doesn't.
you wanted more money, you had the same opportunities that the other person, which would be equality. Why didn't you go and be the CEO of a gas company? Why did you choose to be the CEO of a small
So do you think? So do you
uh,
think? So do you think anybody should just become a CEO because they want to be a CEO?
shoot? If you put in the work for it, if this is what you want,
Okay. So then, because
it might be, it might not be all the, you might not always be able to get specific, in this world, you might not be able to be the CEO of a gas company. But let's say in an equality world, the same opportunity, two individuals, they go to, let's say, even a different school, same school, whatever, they both have the same, work ethic and everything. But one person decides that they personally want to work within a small community, while the other one says, I want to work for, within a large company. I want to have a large company that does all of this. That's the personal decision at this point. Can you say that just because one person? No. Can you say that one person who works in the smaller in that what do I say, community, and that community doesn't have the same strength as the person who worked at the gas company, even though they went to the same school, had the same class and everything? At that
it
point, it really is his personal decision. This is what I personally want. You wanted to personally do this. That's cool.
it doesn't matter in that sense, and this is the reason why a CEO can't really dictate that because it depends on the customer at that point and if they can draw. So that's why you sat there and said you could say it's personal decision, but if you put somebody who wants to be a CEO in charge of a let's say United Airline, and that dude's bad at his job, he's gonna lose money and that shit's gonna crash. Or you can even have two CEOs of the same airline. You have somebody who runs CEO of United. You have somebody who runs Delta, but Delta gets more traffic than United. then yes, the CEO who works at Delta will probably get paid a lot more than United because they draw more people in, so they get a bigger income and they get a bigger pool. That's why I said no. It's not just because you're a CEO it's not necessarily in your hands that you're going to get paid as much as another CEO. That's not how it works. There's other
Not
X
by that
factors.
standard.
There's
But
other,
if
that
one CEO makes anywhere between $1 million and $2 million, and they're the airplane CEO, the flight CEO, versus a CEO who is working within the community, knowing that he's just going to get $100,000, you're working within area of means. You do get told this is what you might get paid between this to this working in this field. Okay, equality. You're going to get paid around this much amount of money right here.
equality says if you're in the same field, same position, you should get paid exactly the same.
That doesn't sound like real equality. That sounds more so
That's
like
my point. That's
what's
impossible.
that shit that the Russians do? Communism.
Yeah, and that's what I said.
That
That's
sounds more like communism than equality.
well, that's kind of what communism is. It's a true perfect world. If I wait a minute,
I think that true equality would be communism. And then
yeah,
equality is equality. You can break it down to different levels. And it's not like small pieces, but an overall equality. You have the right to be anything you want to be and
which I
get
agree with.
paid what those services get paid around. And that depends on the skill that you bring to that job or expertise that you're asking for, as well as the demand, the what's the supply and demand of the job.
Yeah,
Equality, I mean, true equality would be doesn't matter the supply and demand. It doesn't matter anything. Doesn't matter what materials you use or anything like that. You're going to get paid this amount regardless of
yep,
who you do it for or how long it takes or anything like that.
yep,
And for that pace, it's kind of like saying if you get paid once a month, doesn't matter if you get done with that bridge. If it doesn't matter if you're the CEO, this is how much you're going to get paid.
yep, and that's
Then that's true equality.
yeah, and
And then
that's
just
and that's
literal
what
equality.
and then that's what I reject. That's exactly what I reject.
Yeah, but I never said anything about true equality. I just said equality. And that's what I've been talking about this entire time.
Yeah, but and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I truly believe in like equal. Like, I definitely do believe in it. I guess we can't probably this. I don't believe like there's ever going to be this perfect equality. I don't believe in that, but I do believe that you can have equality in some sense, in some sense, in some form. Absolutely.
You can.
Like I said, I dream in a world where you're not judged by by the by the color of your skin, but I forgot how it went. I forgot how it went. How did it go? But yes, at the end of the day, what I believe is that yes, you shouldn't be judged by the color of your skin, but by the character of who you are as a person, of course.
In the United States, that doesn't always work that way.
Oh, of course not. I totally agree. 110%. That
But
does
I
not
think
work that
it's
way.
safer to say that you weren't judged by the color of your skin more on the west side than you would be on the southern east side.
Well, I don't. I well, no. I mean, see, I think that's attainable to get to a point where you're not judged by the color of your skin, but by your character. I actually think that's actually obtainable.
It's obtainable, but it won't be
just
here for some generations, and until
exactly.
some generations die out.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple of generations dying out for that to work out. So yeah, but
I think a lot of people already know that, but I think the people who know that are the people that actually experience that, and they've seen the progression from like the generations of their parents and grandparents to the generation that they are currently at, and everything that's going on in the world. And that's why people who experience it in that area can be like, yeah, it'll happen, versus the people who really don't experience it or don't really see it, or they're the ones who are actually being the ones who push it, believe otherwise that, oh, I see equality, or people who say like, oh, I don't see people by the color of their skin, which is a damn lie because you do. And you see how people are treated.
You kind of have to. I mean, there's no way to avoid it as much as we like to. I mean, I am a black man. It's what I am, and I am judged because of the color of my skin. Like we had this argument before when I sat there and said I was freaking judged by the color of my skin since I was a fucking child. So you can't just
Yeah.
you can't just run away from it. Now, do I think there's a better way to handle it than what people are handling it right now? Absolutely, because I would say today people are trying to do something about it, but they're doing a pretty piss ass poor job today. Not trying to discount of all the progress that we made over the year, but I do think some of the arguments today for is kind of a little off.
Yeah, I agree. But it's also, with the times as it comes, priorities and things that were important to people back in, 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s are different from, or not all different, but there are differences in priorities and what's
Well,
available to people in today's, the 2020s.
that goes to one of my main arguments, which I've said on an earlier podcast when we first started a podcast, where one of my biggest issues is that we keep fighting. We're fighting like we're back in 1960 or 1930, and we're in 2024. We need to update this shit.
Yeah, sounds like group mentality.
Yeah, group mentality, and you can even put in tribalism a little bit in there too.
Because what we was talking about before about people moving to certain cities and bringing what they're leaving behind. Because if that's the case, and then I understand the price and everything increases of different cities, but you leave a whole entire area, city, state to go to another area, to better your life, to better you, to get new experiences. It's kind of like saying, why would you bring all that baggage with you and apply it to the people who live in a whole different area because that's what you want to do or that's what you believe in?
Mm-hmm. I
Now, I
mean,
may have said that wrong, but
yeah. I mean, I understand the conversation that we had earlier. This is basically what you were saying. You could take the ghetto out the boy, but you can't take the boy. My fault. I said that back words. You could take the boy out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the boy. It's basically what the
yeah,
conversation was.
not all
Which,
the time. And it goes into the specific person.
well, no, I mean, I'll be honest with you. It never truly ever goes away. It's always going to be there.
Well, I feel like it depends on what it is. You're not wrong, but if someone, they're gonna fight, you're gonna remember certain things and do certain things that you did or remember was taught, you know, in an area that you were more privy to fight in.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, are there people that were coming? Yeah, but don't get it twisted. They're like who they are is still there. Like that revenant doesn't ever just go away. It doesn't ever just get erased. That's not how it works.
It doesn't get erased, but it can be trained in a way, not to make anyone sound like an animal or anything, but
Well,
if
I
you don't
mean,
like certain perspectives about yourself, you can change them.
well, and again, I'm gonna take James because this James said this. I did not say this. I want to give this credit to James. Because we were talking about Nipsey, and what's his words? I think James said that.
No, because the funniest thing, bro, is Nipsey Hussle would have told you right off the bat he wasn't active anymore. But that nigga was always a crip. That's what he tried to explain to people. I'm not actively gay. That nigga didn't show up to the hood for Hood Day to go throw up on some niggas on the street corners. But he wasn't active. But he was always a crip. He was never not going to be a crip anymore.
That's James. James said that. I just forgot the way he phrased it. So that's what I'm saying. That's always going to be you. You're never just going to run away from that. That's always going to be a part of you.
You know what? That kind of goes into something I've seen recently. It was people who were supposed to be out of the gang life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they still had the bandana, and they were still talking about this and that, and repping this and that. And it's like they either said they retired or they said they were leaving it, right? And they did, and it was notified. It was it was seen or acknowledged by the gang. But then they still wearing the bandana or doing things on certain days, and someone called it out, and it's like, no, you can't do that. You're either in this full time all the time, or you're out of it. You don't get to choose when or when you don't do this. So it was kind of like, and they were like, give me your bandana. and they didn't want to give up their bandana. So it's like, okay, so what's going on? Like, what are you trying to say at this point? Like, you just said that shit because you didn't want to, you were in trouble, you got called, whatever the reason might be. It's like you didn't mean that shit, but you can't be going back and forth on it.
I mean, I can only speak from personal experience. A couple of guys who I know who are basically now OGs, they're not active anymore. Like they still are from the hood, they still talk, they still wear the rat, they still dress, they're still always who they are. But now they're like a lot of these dudes are now parents now, like they're trying to raise kids. They're more about piecing up. They ain't really about that life anymore. They trying to slow drag. Like they still don't get me wrong, they still from the hood, they still claim it, they still talk it, they still rep it, they still wear the flag. They still do all that, but they are just not active. They're not in the streets anymore. They are chilling. They're raising their kids. They're doing good things, part of communities. They're trying to change people's lives. But for them, like they're always going to be from that hood. That's never going to change. You're never going to take that away from them. But they're just not active. They're just, they're family men now. They're more responsible. They understand consequences. And these are the guys who I still talk to. I can't speak for everybody, but from the guys who I still talk to from time to time, yeah, they're still from the hood. They still rep it. They still from it. They're just not active anymore.
I see that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. But again, that's just guys who I've seen. I won't say it's true with everybody because yes, I have heard the stories about the dudes who be like super old and still be trying to be in the streets. So I've heard of those guys too. But for at least the guys who I've talked to in the past recent years and who I've talked to, yeah, a lot of those guys, they just sit at home and are family men now. They're dads and parents and they're chilling. They don't care about all that shit anymore. They get up, go to work, come home, and they're raising their kids, being family men, doing things for the community, doing outreach programs. So yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Yep.
I can understand.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That you'll never, when you are part of that life doesn't just go away. That's always going to be part of it.
Yeah, especially if you live in the area, you're staying,
Well,
then.
even if you don't
But
live in the area, even if you don't live
I
in the
think
area,
if you leave the area, you have an opportunity. Like, well, you know what? It depends. This is what I will really say. It just depends because
yeah, because
you can leave the area completely. You can leave the area completely, the state, and not be a part of it. You distance yourself from it.
yeah,
But as soon as other people come from the area to see you, or you have somebody else who's coming from another area to come, whatever, it comes back. So you're right. Doesn't really ever leave,
yeah, that's not really. I
and
mean,
it just depends on how you handle it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just age as you get older. I mean, of course, there's some people that just don't grow up and don't ever. It just never leaves. But yeah, compared to the shit that they used to do, those guys are chilling now. They don't care. They, like I said, they dads now. They're trying to raise their kids. They're more worried about being at the daddy daughter dance than caring about what's happening out there. Like they have literally they're just trying to be parents now. That's all they care about. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I remember the first time I saw this. I had to be in my 20s, but there was this dude I knew who he was really about that life. And then I want to say the last time I saw him, I think I was in like my mid-20s. Last time I saw that dude was dancing with his daughter in a tutu. It was just hilarious. I'm like, man, I remember that dude back in the day. Now that dude now he got a daughter. That dude totally is in a tutu, dancing with his daughter. But but that happened. I mean, heck, you know better than me.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a daddy daughter dance before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and for people who are like, oh, I'm never going to do tea parties and tutus, you end up doing it.
Yeah. It's part of being a father.
Yeah.
Okay, then let me say it's part of. It depends on the kind of father you are. I won't say this necessarily makes you a bad father, but it's part of being a good father. That's why if women really want to feminize their men, make sure they have a daughter.
I think that's being a dad. So I think I see being a father as more, like you do everything you need to do. You're more not authoritative, but you're more like, this is how I am. And I feel
No,
like when you're a dad, and it seems like it's the same word, but it holds different meanings when you get called different things.
no, I agree. That's why I said, like, instead of trying to feminize these boys out here, just let them have a daughter, and you'll see the feminine come out of men, because they're gonna want to support and love their daughter, and you're gonna see how. That's why I said that dude back in the day, he was on some real shit. I saw him, like I said, I haven't seen that dude in years now, but last time I saw him, he was in his apartment dancing with his daughter in a tutu. Because because again, he was trying, because like, if I remember right, she was in gymnastics. He was trying to support his daughter, and I'm all for it.
That, yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. So since it's going to be a minute before you're on another podcast, maybe sooner than later, maybe a couple of months. Do you have any topics you?
I think that I honestly will have more time. I just need to get past the first, maybe second week, and get the schedule down. That's really it.
Well, yeah. Just let me know. But I want to give you a chance, if you have anything you want to talk about, or any concerns. I'll let you choose a topic this time. I know you ran a podcast before, so I'll give you a chance to, maybe choose a topic that you may want to talk about.
I'm tired of not seeing, but I don't get on social media a lot. But when I first got on social media today, I was kind of irked by some shit that I seen. The first thing I seen was, I forgot the woman's name, but she's famous. I don't really follow celebrities, but she was getting a BBL done, right? And they were recording the whole thing. And then her and the nurse were both singing some song about big booty bitches. I forgot, right? But I was just, damn, really? And then it was like an after or before and after thing. I don't really have no issue with women getting BBLs done, because they really do it for themselves at the end of the day. I feel like they do it for themselves, but at the same time, they do it because it's kind of like, this is what they want people to notice and see, regardless of what they say at the same time. Because to be honest with you, if guys weren't really into that or looking for that, then you really wouldn't be getting that done. Just kind of like the whole thing with the what was that? What was the last trend that had that women were more into? It's like, it's kind of just trends as it goes.
What
It's like this.
breast enhancements? What
That's what it was. Like, yes, so
I mean,
that still happens.
Yeah, that still happens. That's what I was like. I don't know which one. I mean, was that? I mean, the only thing I can think about is like maybe breast enhancements, lip injections.
Lip injections. That still goes on, but I think lip injections have been going on for a long time.
I
And
mean,
it's
there's
like
plastic
men like women
surgery. There's
with
plastic
fuller
surgery.
lips.
Wait, did you say men with fuller lips?
No, I said men like women with fuller lips.
Okay.
Because I like that too. And it's like, at the end of the day, women say that they get it done because this is how they want to look. This is what they do for themselves, which can go into it. But being honest with yourself, you really are doing it because you want some type of attention. You want people to notice you in this light. You want to be seen this way. And for those who don't have a boyfriend or husband, it's kind of like, I'm doing this so that way I can, have something to play with when I get inside what I have to offer type thing, or what men are looking for. Because what was funny? A conversation we had before when we was talking about what women like, the makeup that they put on and everything, how they want to be the baddest one in a room, right?
Yeah.
And we was all talking about it, and it was like, yeah, this is the reason why. It's like, yeah, I was also told that, this is why they were putting it on because they wanted to be like the baddest one. They wanted to have the attention and everything. And it's like, okay, but I just kind of left it alone. What do you think about that?
Okay, what specifically is the question?
No, I was asking not the question, but what did you think? What's your opinion on the not new generation, but our generation doing all of the BBLs
Oh, I hate it.
and then portraying it and everything?
But okay, portraying it how? Like it's a good thing?
No, not that it's a good thing, but more so portraying it as like, let's put this on TV. Let's, like, what's that one show? Like Botched? Like that was a thing,
Mhm.
right? But now they're taking it, I feel like they're taking it a step forward because they're actually showing like the fat being sucked out and everything, like right there, using a machine, that long ass hose and everything going. It's man, I don't know. I just couldn't be like, really, they really doing this shit, right? For whether it's for like likes or just, I guess I can't even put it in words right now. I'm still trying to process. Process
Yeah,
it.
I mean, okay, first look at the screen real quick.
Hold up one moment.
This pouty pose reveals Mary's new lips. Oh, damn, it went. Who is this? Oh,
This is a
24-year-old.
this is a famous one. That's how she used to look like. This is a famous model.
She looked good.
You look good.
She looked good in her original picture.
That's her original picture. Did she look
Doesn't even
good?
look like the same damn person.
That's her. That's her.
I don't see the face. Oh, that's the same person?
Yeah.
No, it can't be the same person. Go back up. Her. And go back up.
Go back up.
One more time.
Go up or go down.
Go up. That's the same person.
Yeah.
Those two people are the same people.
Yes. So you like that, Adam?
No. That's what I'm saying. I don't like.
Okay. So yeah, I
But
just had
I
to,
mean, there's somebody for everybody, right?
yes, I will totally admit that. You know,
Just
there is
like they
some
have the guys who inject themselves full of what's that um material? It's something they inject themselves with to make their muscles look bigger, right? But it looks so
Oh,
goddamn
dude, I know
weird.
exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, because it's like they only do it in certain areas, and it's just like you
Yeah.
think you think that that's a look? No, that's a damn. And that's all I could say when I first seen that shit. I was just like, really? And then the person that was filling his head up was his girlfriend, a little little Filipino lady filling his head up, like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. Like, nah.
Yeah, okay, you're
Like
talking
if I
about this,
punch you, oh go ahead.
you're talking about this dude right here.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
Not even this. I seen him a couple of times, but it was like the small dude with those big ass arms. Is that the same person?
I don't know, but
The
this is one of the famous dude. Oh, bull.
most similar one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen him.
But you see, yeah, he wound up dying.
You inject oil into your muscles.
No, he using potentially fatal injection of synthol. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I had read.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, that's nasty. Did you hear about the what you call it, the dude who was who basically became Ken?
Yes, I did. Unless there's a new one, but no, I
Nah,
had
I mean,
read
I
and
think
I'd
there's like
seen
two.
that.
I think there's like two guys, two main dudes. But yeah,
Yeah, I had read about that a while ago, right? I'm more of a Ryan type guy. I think that Ryan's cooler than Ken. I think it's Ryan, right? Yeah,
I
Ryan.
don't know,
Ryan
dude.
from
I,
it's
I'm
not
I'm
from the Barbie movie. It's from like Life in the Dream House.
I'm just going to say
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take it as you know about this because you have a daughter, and I'll leave it there.
That's exactly the reason why I watch Barbie.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Just like I watch Bananas and Pajamas with my son. Yeah.
I think that's one of the guys.
This is the newest picture of him. I didn't see that picture.
Well, this is done. This is 2019. So because there's a couple of guys I like this, but yeah, it's this dude, it's that dude. Yeah, there's like two big guys. It's him. I think there's one other dude. Yeah, it's him. This
That's
guy.
hot.
Did you just say this hot?
No, no, I'm opening up something. Wrong context. Take that out. Okay, what was it?
This dude.
Who's that dude?
That's the other Ken doll. That's the dude who became.
Wait, what do you wait, go back up. Because $1,000. Is that his skin? Did he make his skin look like that?
Well, if you read it,
Yeah, he did
20,
like almost 1,000 cosmetic procedures. How do people even get the money to do this shit?
because they got the money to do the shit.
Yeah, but how? Because you see most of these people like who are doing all this shit, right? They don't come from like not always do they have like a fucking silver spoon, one with a silver spoon, a gold spoon, but they somehow get this shit. And it's like, what the fuck? That's the guy that I've seen. More
Yeah,
so than the other one. No, I can't at all.